Shalom. Before we get started, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to the Heavenly Father and His Son by their true names, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Harakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to my Akim of Great Millstone that's pushing His truth. All right, Shalom. And just wanted to, bring this to your attention. Massive wildfire causes dozens of homes to be evacuated in Utah. All right.
With a lot going on daily, some of these headlines are getting missed, and we've got some things happening in this country that deserve some attention, especially when we have massive wildfires that are burning out of control. We see these yearly in different areas, but this time we have dozens and dozens of homes evacuated here as authorities say they are struggling to contain a large fire that is outside of residential areas in.
And all this is in the midst of a so-called pandemic, race riots, civil unrest, all right. You got UN troops, uh, coming into play, all that National Guard troops, police, you got Jake getting hung and stuff like that. You got so much going on at one time, But all of it is prophecy, because we in the end times. It's clear as day we're in the end times,
Utah. They're saying that this blaze was started by fireworks, and then it got kicked up by gusty winds. They're saying that two large blazes broke out on the hills surrounding the Traverse Mountain area late Saturday night. And while one of those fires was put out, the other one flared up due to the strong winds, and now it's spreading rapidly. It's moving closer and closer to the nearby town.
Due to strong winds and things like that, which we already know who the Lord is doing all these things, let me see.
Towns of Lehigh and Alpine. So, folks in this area, you're going to see a haze in the sky, and look in this direction in the evening, you're going to see it glowing with the hillsides on fire. And we've seen some extreme fires in the past. The key to this is to stay out of the path that it's heading where the wind is pushing. Pay attention to that and not get caught in or boxed in anywhere around this. So just play it safe out there. I'll continue to update as I get more information on this. If you've got info you want me to get out there, let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com.
Alright, he just promoting. But and you got which that's for another video, but I wanted to just hit on that. Let me see. Alright. This second Ezra 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. All that's coming on the world at one time. You gotta, World War III about to kick off. You got famine, shortage of food, shortage of which I was about to click on, shortage of, let me see, massive, look, this
is Dabu7. I want
to, massive U.S. coin supply shortage happening, Federal Reserve stop shipments. You got this going on, you got so much going on, at one time. Go back. All right. Famine of a lot of people losing their jobs, things like that. All right, the sword, death, and destruction. It got a lot of more violence and stuff going on around the world, but it's not being Esau not shining, not putting on television and stuff like that. Esau trying to not make it seem as worse as it is, turning, you get what I was saying though, but it says, and destruction for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. All right. Egypt, all right, which is talking about America. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh Shemel shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting in hell, and with a fearful constellation. All right, and that's exactly what's going on in these times. You got farmers, due to locusts, they losing their jobs and stuff, and due to the coronavirus, they can't, no longer trade and things like that and work, you know. Uh, it says we might skip down. Let me see. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So meanwhile, this the last days. These prophecies in the last days, all right, and it's popping off. I think I had some. Which I didn't want to get into the whole thing. All right, we can touch on this. I ain't trying to, hit certain points, and which you can, if you want to, you can read it or look it up. You know, this chapter, GMS, Second Ezra 15, and it'll pop up. Make sure you put GMS, which means Great Millstone. All right. The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, therefore shalt thou receive recompense. All right. And that's what's happening to America, which is that great whore, Babylon the Great. All right. Like as thou hast done unto my chosen. All right. The of the 12 tribes of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all right, who are Israelites, but the Lord has a chosen within, the, those race of people, all right, whom I just called out, all right. So He has a select, few, a group, all right. It says, like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall Yahweh shall do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. And it's just nothing but mischief in America and all over the earth, because these other nations as well, man, and the Lord not dealing with these other nations. It's simple. I'm telling you now, He only dealing with the Israelites. Deuteronomy 23:3, and an Ammonite, which is a Japanese, or a Moabite, which is a Chinese, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. All right, which we don't need to read more, but if y'all want to, y'all can read more. All right, because these other nations they hate, the Israelites. They're against the Israelites, and you wonder why you don't see the Israelites with their own seat in the UN, but only the chosen, Lord willing, I'm a part of the hopeful elect, but only, the ones that come into the truth and stuff and endure, long suffering, patience, and go through all this stuff as our Lord went through, His true name, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, all right. And we got to go through, the hardships and stuff like that in order to get into the kingdom, But all right. So this says, clear as day, the Japanese people and the Moabite people, the Chinese, all right, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. They're going to be slaves in the kingdom. That's prophecy. If you knew the Bible, you would know that's prophecy. Let me see. Probably we're gonna bounce back. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. All right, and you see that now, you know, and eventually, Yahweh Shem Shai, gonna cause these nations, these NATO and EU nations, to shoot ICBM missiles, you know, on Babylon the Great. All right, via World War III, and eventually what you call UFOs, was the chariots according to the Bible. The Lord whom the world ignorant called Jesus Christ, he's going to return on the so-called UFO. And there's going to be many so-called UFOs, and they're going to be shooting concentrated. It showed in the movies, shooting so-called, laser beams and stuff like that, concentrated heat, and zapping people, But, you got the earthquakes happening every day, you got, fire, like just what we just saw. All right, all that good stuff. So, um, I can get this. Uh, Matthew 24:3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and it's prophecy, which I ain't gonna get off topic, I ain't gonna reveal it, but and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. All right, and you got a lot of false prophets out here, guys, claiming to be, Hebrew Israelites and things like that, and they still bugged out, still got that, that Babylonian juice, still taking it to the head, and calling them, saying they a prophet of the Lord and things like that, saying they Melchizedek and all that. They don't know the scriptures though, all right. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. So all these are the beginning of sorrows, It's gonna get worse. You got the hour of temptation coming, Which, you can sum it up in Jacob's trouble, martial law, these FEMA camps, they gonna try to force that RFID chip on you, the mark of the beast, that microchip. All right, that's the hour of temptation. All right, we're gonna end it off on that. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. All right, and only the elect, the men of the Lord, all right, who's doing the works and things like that, going to keep the word of the Lord's patience. We're going to endure, with long suffering, which shall come upon all the world. That hour of temptation, temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And I just named the different temptations that's coming. All right, but with that, want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Heavenly Father and the Son by their true names, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Harakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, Great Millstone, who rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to my Akim and Great Millstone, pushing this truth. All right, Shalom. And Kwam Yashala and Babal Babal.